So super simple, super fast. Sometimes you have a mold with a lot of fine detail like teeth. As you can see, these teeth all came out pretty darn good. And what happens is this air gets trapped in there. I'm just going to show my way of pouring up that tends to help with that. Going to grab my mold, which is right here. Always use air and blow out your mold so nothing is on it. In it, I should say, I'm grabbing a brush. So I'm going to do some brushing up. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a needle because I need to get in there and poke the teeth a little bit so that the air will move through there. I'm not ready for that quite yet. But here is my needle. Has latex blobs on it from the last time. And hi everybody, this is going to be a quickie, just so I can get this video out and up. But then I'll probably go live later in the day as I work on many projects. So needle's going to sit off to the side. If your latex is super thick, you can thin it with ammonia or distilled water. I'm pouring it about a quarter of the way full. It is that full. And then with my chip brush, now I don't treat my chip brushes with Dawn or anything like that. I know some people do. I just kill a chip brush. They're really cheap. And do I want soap in my latex? I don't. And right now, I'm just kind of moving it around. And I have all these little ridges of these scales on this fishman mask. So I'm making sure that I paint up into those because, you know, they're pointing back this way. See some questions popping up. How long does it take to do one mold? Well, to make a mold, one piece mold, set aside about 2-3 hours. For a two-piece mold, set aside, you know, 6, 7, 8 hours, because it, you know, it takes a lot more prep to do a two-piece mold. But now I'm just making sure that I get the very edge. I'm trying to kick the bubbles out of the very edge of all of these scales, because the scales point back towards the back of the head. The nose is down at the bottom, and this is the back of the head, obviously. So if those scales are pointing back, then it's very easy to trap air in those scale edges. I don't want that. Haven't really even addressed the teeth, which are down there in the bottom, but I will. So right now I'm focusing on those scales. All right, so I have gotten it all painted through. Top of the head, mouth. So right now, I should have latex in the bottom teeth. And I'm taking just a curved needle, could be a piece of wire, could be anything that'll make the curve. And I'm poking into each tooth all the way down. And no, I can't see them, I'm just finding them with the tip of the needle. And when I find them, that the needle forces the air out of them. And I find a nice slow pour into the teeth will let the latex in and not, and that allows time for the air to come out of those teeth. Now on your sculpt, you should know how many teeth you have. You know, you should have a good idea. I have a sculpture right here, so I can count my bottom teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 teeth. That's how many holes I have to find. You don't look at me, you gotta look at this thing. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, I found 9. I think that's my 10th. Yeah, there we go. 10th was in the middle. All right, so now I'm slowly allowing latex to head back into those areas. And if you let it in slow, what happens is it creeps into that tooth and pushes air out. But I haven't done the top teeth yet. So now I flip it around. The bottom teeth are full of latex. I have not allowed the latex to leave the bottom teeth. I'm tilting it as far up as I need to. In order for me to find the top teeth. Now, is this fast? No. I don't want it fast, I want it right. So I'm taking the time to make sure that each of these teeth are poked. And by poking it, I'm actually agitating and getting the air to come up out of that. And I can normally see a little bubble when I do it. So if I make that bubble come out of the tooth, then that means I got the air out, and that was replaced by latex. Okay, and now by leaning back this way, both the bottom teeth and the top teeth are full of latex. Now I can fill up a little more, and I'm going to fill up actually to the almost halfway point. I've got to put enough latex in. I have these structures on the side of the head, and you can see facing down, that's how this is in the mold. The back of this could really trap air. So I've got to hold it down enough where I can tilt it, let the air out, but leave the other one covered. Tilt it the other way and let the air out. I'm not only am I tilting, but I'm tapping. I'm looking for a bubble. I see a little bubble pop up, came from somewhere. That makes me happy. Do the other side. I'm giving it a little spanky spank. Down here. Lots of slappery. Okay, gets the air bubbles out. Let's pour. And again, I'm pouring pretty slow. I'm going almost to the top. And even when I'm almost at the top, I'm stopping again. I'm tilting. Trying to get air out of those scales that might be trapped in those scales. I painted it so it's got a thin layer. All I gotta do is back it up. All I gotta do is be nice to it. Give it a chance to be a good pour. Now I'm gonna fill it all the way up. I make my molds with that flat top so that they just sit flat on the table. I know a lot of folks do that. And you can see I'm not 100% level because it's a little more full on this side. I'm going to take one of these guys, which is a wedge and a scraper. I'm going to put it underneath this side of the mold so my mold is level. That's how you pour it up. Now I'm going to dwell it for 2 hours, and after 2 hours I'll pour it out and let it cure for 12 hours, and then I'll have myself a fish man's. So let me look at any, that's this video. Let me look at any comments or questions. Pouring up the mask, you're looking at maybe 20 minutes. I don't know how long this video is, but that's how long this tricky mold was to pour up. No, you cannot use molding latex. You can if you thin it, because molding latex is thicker. You have to add ammonia or distilled water to thin it down, because it's so thick it won't go into those tiny crevices if you don't. Take tiny clay teeth out of molds when cleaning. Yeah, that's a pain in the butt. You have to use a picture of your sculpture, and then you have to go to your mold that you're cleaning and match up every tooth and stick a little wire down in there and see if you've got, stick a little wire down in there and see if you got the clay out. Use the picture. Spanky spank is a technical term. This mold is Ultra Cal 30. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Quick little info video. See you later. Go make stuff.